Welcome back, Johnny. It's so good to have you once again on the Ember podcast. Guys, we have Jonathan Joseph again. And today we're going to be we're going to actually be finishing that conversation that we had last time. For those of you who watched the first part, my hard disk crashed. That wasn't fun because we had such good conversations, but let's just carry it on today. But again, thank you so much for being here. So last thing we spoke about was actually that design and branding is subjective, and the fact that like people were having different opinions on like the branding that you worked when you did Ride. So if we were to sort of like just talk about the fact that it is subjective, right? What is branding to you as a brand designer?
So I think branding is something very personal. I think when I started to create a lot of brands, one thing I realized was when you create a brand, it's like you're creating a baby, right? For example, you create your brand strategies, like the personalities of the person and whatnot. And when you create that and you're very proud about what you create, and then you hand it over to the clients, it's like their legal guardian.
That's such a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then that's why it's very personal. So whenever I create a brand, a logo, whatever, it's much more personal to me. And when I hand it over to the client, I just tell them, all the best. Now make
Take care of my baby, please.
Exactly. So it's a very personal thing to me as well. That's why I take what I do very seriously. It's not for money or it's not for a lot of things. It's more of like, I create something for you and I would want you to kind of, do something amazing with it.
Yeah, that's so good. The concept of branding, right? Let's talk about that for a second. Like, what does that concept look like to you? Like, if you were to explain branding to someone, right? What would that look like? What would that sound like?
Right. So I think branding is like the first impression that you have. When you see Apple, when you see their products, it's memorable to a point where if you see a brand, you immediately know about it and it's memorable.
And how was that shaped for you? Like, what shaped that perception? What made you think that, okay, it's first impression that matters? Like, how did that come about?
Right. So I think how I came into that conclusion was when I was doing my thesis during my time at AOD.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I studied this concept of conspicuous consumption. I looked into why people bought certain brands, although they weren't as good as other competitor brands.
Okay.
Like how people would buy Beats.
Right. Fair.
For example, like there's so many other audio brands out there that is much better, but people will buy Beats because of celebrity endorsement. So I feel like Beats branded themselves separately and differently. So then I was also wondering because I'm a big sucker for good branding.
Yeah,
I would buy I would buy a product if it's branded to me much better than the other product, 100%. And then I also realized that during that time, I also like Beats. But then I asked myself, why do I like Beats? And then I realized, okay, it's because of these, the way how it's branded, how it's packaged, the celebrity endorsements. But then I also realized it's not a good product, but people still buy it. And I myself have caught in this cycle of buying things. So then I realized branding is done in a way where you can actually control a consumer to buy something, which is quite risky and dangerous, but also that's the world we live in now. With good branding, we can tell consumers, you need to buy this product.
As I said, even for me, it's that feeling, the feeling when you put a Rolex on, the feeling when someone sees you wear a Rolex, right? Because you don't wear it just to look at the type, right?
Exactly.
You're wearing it for other people to sort of see, and it's like that status symbol of, whatever it is. And same with the Merc, like it's that feeling of you driving one, owning one day. I always say this on Ember, right? Like your brand is not for you. Your brand is for your customer.
Definitely.
Right? A brand that I feel is doing that right now so well is Dose of Island. It's so minimal. It's so simple. They obviously like cater to like some of the things that people have been wanting and in Sri Lanka, like variety. So having 6 flavors rather than, most brands having like 3 or 5 flavors at the most, right? 6 flavors kind of like tops that. They put a nutrient that most people in Sri Lanka are familiar with, vitamin C. You can talk about vitamin B, A, whatever it is, but you know how it is at home.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, just take your vitamin C, right? And it's not B, it's not E, like whatever it is. So they put something that people could really understand, resonate with, and take back with them. Right? What are your thoughts on it? Like, have you drunk it before?
So I'm still yet to try.
Oh, you should. Okay,
And
try the passion and the watermelon. I think those are like my 2 favorite.
Okay.
But I've heard opinions of everyone as well. Those are my 2 favorite.
Okay, right.
But yes, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no. First of all, kudos to the designer who has done it because I'm a big fan of the design. And so I actually know, I think Chamika, which I've worked in before, he actually owns Sipcraft Beverages. So it's actually done by Sipcraft also, like the other one. So I think who manufacture it. And my friend Delika as well, he's trying to scale the brand with Banuka. So all the best for him to make sure that he does that. Which
So is he the
doing a good
guy
job.
who did the designer for it or created that brand identity?
No, so I think Bhanuka would have got the designer to kind of make that, and then after partner up with Dilika to scale the brand to expand its target market and base, which
Make it a
is
little
doing-
bit like maybe resonate with the audience a little
Exactly,
bit better.
because-
And ties back to exactly what you said
Exactly,
as well, right?
because Dilek is a good marketer, so I think Bhanuka is in good hands also. And in terms of the product, I really like it because it's a very simple design. Like this is, I think, Sri Lanka's first ever minimal packaging that we've seen also, which is very nice
Yep.
to see.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen.
Yeah, because it looks like it's from a different country. Where else, it's actually not. It's from Sri Lanka, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I've been following Dose of Island as well. And one thing I've realized is the can looks so nice that you want to keep it in a table. You want to keep it in a kitchen, in your fridge. You want to buy a bunch of reasons, just keep it in your fridge.
Yeah.
You like to even have a vending machine, for example, because it's like the design system that they have made is very nice. Plus, they also create a lot of user-generated content. So, for example,
okay.
most of if you look at the Instagram stories, like user-generated content is really good because that's actually consumers taking pictures of the can and they're saying, I'm having Dose of Island, which is a very prestigious thing for certain people.
Yeah.
So I believe the market for that is really high, especially in the South. And the fact that people are going to use this drink now to even mix with cocktails and so many things,
Yeah.
where it becomes a base. So I'm sure that this brand is going to be something big in the future. Even right now, I think they sold like 1,000 or 2,000 cans, right, on the first day.
Yeah, I bet. I don't know that stat, but like I can imagine them saying,
Yeah.
if not more. RTD market is just, it's blowing up here, and like from the time we had our last conversation, when Ride just came about, with the new design, to now, the Glow Apple also is kind of out, right? To Dose of Island, it's just getting better. And you see brands being smart about their decisions. Now see Dose of Island, for example, everything is so good. But one thing that could have changed things for their success right now could have been their price point, right? But their price point is perfect. It's matched so level. It's matched so well with the market right now, and it's not too high, it's not too low, right? A little bit higher, a huge group of people wouldn't, because the demand for it is elastic, right? It's so sensitive. Have you actually ordered from Dose of Island?
No, it's from Uber Eats, right?
Yeah, so if you order it on Uber, so that's another thing, right? It's a platform that everyone is kind of familiar with, right? They could have had like it at other places, right? But Uber Eats literally straight to your door. But what they did in that, right, is they perfected the delivery experience. Because when you order it, you get this box.
Yes, the
Have you seen the box?
Hoarders pack. Yes,
Yeah, have you seen the box?
Yeah, I've seen like the white box again, where it looks nice, and then you have like the Hoarders pack and whatnot.
Yeah, literally, you have like all of the flavors inside. And more than that, you've got a note inside. And the note talks about, like them thanking you for, getting you Dose of Island. That first impression that you were talking about, it hits the spot. Talks about how it's healthy, how there's no, it's all natural flavor. It stresses on the things that are important. All right, Johnny. So why don't you just tell me about like, what are your plans for next year? We've spoken so much about branding and the work you've done, and like Ride was such a milestone project for you. Do you have any other milestone projects coming up?
One thing is we're definitely working with a lot of alcohol projects at the moment, which is very amazing, and we're very excited as well to really launch that up, because we've worked with a lot of FMCG brands and a lot of brands in the supermarket, but now we are making sure we're touching the shelves of the alcohol space as well. So now I would say in the next year you will see a lot of new designs coming in, which we are extremely proud of as well.
Yeah.
And we are looking forward to it. And apart from that, so those of you who might have known, I founded Brandberg.
Brandberg, yeah. I remember.
And we worked with amazing clients. I had an amazing team, all of that. But then we had to take a small break due to some personal reasons. And then I took a couple of years off, and I basically transitioned all the work under my personal brand, which is Branded by Jonathan. So now I feel, again, it's time to transition back to an agency model, where we're trying to really scale up the business and trying to work more with clients here and globally. But long story short, there's a lot of good things coming your way.
I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, I think, like I said, like I'm happy to have this conversation, right? I'm sure a lot of people out there will still be drinking your Ride cans, and that design will live on till they want to change it. And I'm sure they'll definitely let you know when they want to change it because you did such a good job on it. And I think understanding the fundamentals of branding like plays such a big role in like the work that you do and the outcome of that work. But yeah, I'm just gonna wish you all the best, man, for next year. I think like I said, 2026 is going to be a good year. Just for like marketing and branding in Sri Lanka. I think it's going to be a good year because a lot of people are looking for that conversation. People are looking for ways to improve and be better marketers, better brand strategists. I think branding as a conversation or topic is escalating. And so happy that you're contributing to that through Ember as well. So till next time, Johnny, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
and yeah, wrap, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay, let's go.